What would you do if a zombie virus broke out 7 days later and you were the only one who knew about it? You're a famous YouTuber who wakes up 7 days before the zombie outbreak, but you're not sure if it's all a dream, if it's a rebirth. Keep in mind that there will be a 448 million pound lottery and a volcanic eruption in Japan. These two events, predictably, become hot topics in the evening. You panic, but it's actually a rebirth. The zombie virus outbreak was even more dramatic than in the movies, destroying all order in just a few days. With only 7 days until the zombie virus outbreak, you were trapped in your room, dying of starvation the last time. You couldn't bet on being reborn again the next time, so you had to act quickly. You went to the lottery booth and purchased a ticket, remembering the numbers your friend had mentioned when they won $800,000. Called your parents and told them to come to you for Father's Day while you waited for the draw. Signal was cut off quickly the last time, and you never knew what happened to them until you died. This time, you stated that the entire family should be present. Requested that your parents bring some country specialties, such as pickled vegetables and bacon. Parents assumed you had suddenly become wise because you had always rejected the local specialties they brought you whenever they visited the city. Concerned that you hadn't considered everything, so you jotted everything down in your phone's memo. YouTuber who works from home and earns a few tens of thousands of dollars per month. It's a duplex penthouse in the suburbs for its low price and large size, and it is now useful for stockpiling. You still have $1 million in savings. Even that you only paid $150,000 for the house. Money were the least valuable when the zombie virus outbreak occurred. $1.8 million after adding the $800,000 from the lottery. Parents arrive, you will discuss using their savings and pension for a total of $2.5 million. You must spend all of this money over the next 7 days on various supplies. The first step is to renovate the house, the cheap suburban house you purchased. It became the safest place after the zombie virus outbreak, but it still needs to be reinforced. First, you replace the windows and doors because you believe the aluminum alloy is insufficiently secure. You also requested that the construction team create a burglar-proof window filled with spikes to prevent zombies from climbing the building. You have to be wary of people at the end of the world. Someone downstairs may climb up the window, particularly the front door. You spent $300,000 on a 5-meter thick all-metal cast-in-place protective door. Not only can bullets be defended, but so can bombs. After you've reinforced the house, you'll need to go shopping for supplies. You needed to purchase some daily necessities. Fortunately, there was a Costco nearby. You used to be too slow when shopping with a cart, so you decided to rent 5 large trucks online for $400 each. First, you went to the fast food section and purchased 50 bags of frozen lasagna without regard for the brand. You received 50 boxes of each flavor of instant noodles. You didn't buy any drinks, only some inexpensive and thirst-quenching mineral water, because sugary drinks would only make you thirstier. You had already filled 3 trucks with just these basic foods and beverages. You were aware that purchasing so much in bulk would draw attention, so you hung a banner on the truck stating that the proceeds would be donated to refugees. You asked the truck drivers to return them first, then went to the meat and egg section. You paid $20,000 for 20 heads of beef rather than by weight, but you didn't mind because the cost of meat had risen dramatically since the zombie outbreak. You also received 3 trucks of common and inexpensive meat, such as chicken, pork, and duck. You spent another $20,000 on 100 bags of flour, each weighing 100 kilograms. If you calculate 1 kilogram per person per day, the 100 bags of flour would last your family of 3 for 27 years. You had purchased 5 tons of inexpensive potatoes and vegetables. You couldn't forget about the power supply. After the zombie outbreak, the entire country's power supply went out within 5 days, and most people died in the darkness of the night. Because generators were easily broken, you purchased 5 for backup. Because power banks were useless at the end of the world, you went straight to the factory warehouse and purchased 100 million milliamp hours charging boxes. Your parents had already arrived when you arrived home. Everyone was taken aback when they saw how many supplies you had purchased. You were going to say it was supplies for donation, but you realized they'd figure it out sooner or later, so you just told your parents the truth. Your parents were moved to tears when they learned you were going to starve to death at home. Not only did they believe you, but your father, a retired principal, demonstrated his strong coordination skills. You stated that you had purchased so many frozen foods, as well as pork and beef, that you required a large refrigerator. Fortunately, you were on the top floor, with a large terrace outside. You simply requested that an 80 square meter ice house be built on the top floor. Your father also purchased 5 parachutes to prevent any accidents that would trap you on the top floor. Your mother predicted that you would eventually run out of meat. You suggested raising chickens, but your mother objected, claiming that it was too smelly and that chickens would crow. It was simple to draw attention to it. As a result, everyone agreed to raise fish. Above the ice house, a 100 square meter fish pond was constructed. When it rained, it could be filled with water in an instant. You broadcasted the entire process of building the ice house and fish pond as a professional YouTuber. On the one hand, it could subtly remind everyone, but on the other, it could be your last chance to make some money. No one will know where you are as long as you do not reveal personal information. However, you were startled awake that night by a hurried knock on the door.